The Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sherapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered! You covered 12! I covered!
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sherapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Welcome to the show, boys and girls. We made it. We made it 9 damn days. Basketball back. NBA Finals. Dave Sherapan, Matt Perrault, if you can't tell. Buckle up, boys. We got the finals tonight. Lots to come today in the program. We'll talk to our friend Rob Stern in New Jersey. He's got a big softball game coming up. We'll talk to him a little bit about that. We are live on YouTube and on X, free played on Sirius XM, and on Sports Grid television. How are you, sir? Are you ready for today?
Oh, I am beyond ready. I am absolutely ready. The Pirates and Skeens won yesterday. They won on Tuesday. Going for a sweep today. I don't even know what you're talking about. Who's even playing in the basketball? Are you kidding me? What the hell are you so excited, screaming like a crazy man for? Is there a basketball game tonight? I mean, I didn't even know it was 9 days. 9 days? Really?
Ridiculous.
It's a long time.
It's way too long. Way too long between
But
NBA.
it's not game 7, so it's game 1. So we're going to discuss that. I mean, there's people in the chat. They're coming in now, putting in the emojis, 4-leaf clovers, green, everything. You're dressed from green, top to bottom. That looks nice. There we go. Go Celtics. Oh, my gosh. There's one big game, though, in New Jersey we're going to talk to Stern about for sure. He's got a big game today. We had a tremendous interview yesterday with Alex Kane, who, by the way, at the top of the show, I just want to mention, they got the best price in the world on the Dallas Mavericks today to win the series. The best one. Look at this. How did he know? Chef Benny put a super chat, which you guys can do every day while you're watching the show. It's green. I guess a $5 is green. Go Celtics. Journey for banner number 18 starts today. You are going to be so annoying over the course of the next
look.
10 days.
All I got to say is
if they're winning,
Dallas better win a game in Boston.
Better win a game in Boston. Is it tonight?
It could be. Yeah, it could be tonight. You better win a game in Boston. You better win one of the two.
Would you stop?
Just telling you, you better split. You better split. Because Boston is winning a game in Dallas. So, they're winning a game in Dallas.
Game 3 or 4.
One of the two. So, if you're down 2-0 going to Dallas, Boston will split. Game 5, very likely. See you later.
Oh, boy. For those of you that pay attention to the Twitter and to the YouTube and all that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Friend in the space, Trent, has released his play Celtics in 6.
No. He parlayed it with the Florida Panthers, so I'm not worried about that.
Oh.
He parlayed Florida. He parlayed Panthers money line to win the series and Celtics money line to win the series. So I'm actually in love with that because I think Edmonton wins the Stanley Cup. So that's great. So as you would call it, the Maloik the Maloik is on the Panthers, not the Celtics.
For those of you that don't know, the Maloik is an old school. Kids, look it up. What is the Maloik? M-A-L.
Evil Eye.
I-K. Maloik.
Oh, Drake is on.
Used to say the Maloiki.
This is why I love the chat. Okay.
Why?
Drake is on the Mavs and the Oilers. The very next chat post is Drake is on the Celtics. Which is it, guys? Which is Drake on?
Let's get this out of the way quick so we can make sure that Will's watching. Sorry, Will. Nobody knows shit. Even in our chat. What are you guys doing? Who's on who? Does it matter? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. No,
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter at all. It makes no difference at all as to, who's doing with what. But I will say this, if you guys are going and watching the show on Twitter is starting this new pretty cool thing that when you're actually, it asks you if you want to join to watch this show when we go live. It's pretty cool.
Yes.
So I got a couple of DMs from people saying, I opened up my Twitter account and all of a sudden this popped up. Your show popped up. What's going on? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, how'd you do that? I'm like, I didn't do that. That's something that Twitter X is doing. So that's exciting to see, we may get some new people popping in. Yes, Drake is a team in the Missouri Valley Conference. Good call,
Drake
Roger.
is a team in the Missouri Valley Conference, senior member.
Yes.
Roger Long. Thank you very much for that, sir. Yes.
So did you want to talk? Rob's here. So did you want to talk to Rob at the top, or do you want to talk a little bit basketball and then bring on Rob? What do we want to do?
Well, I mean, we need to get him in and done because I don't want to keep him from his big event today. And right at the top, we'll mention the Brigade proxy service and different things like that. So if you're ready, he's ready. I'm ready. I love this guy. Put him in a big box.
That's it. I had to put my hat on.
What's up, Rob? How are you?
I'm doing great.
Live from New Jersey, Rob Stern. I'm wonderful. Good to see you.
This is Rob Stern, aka Meadowlands Rob. All right. He lives close to the Meadowlands. He's in New Jersey, and that hat looks damn good. Now we're going to get to this in a second. Okay. Apparently there's a big game. I think it's in Pittsburgh because they're playing the Dodgers and they're going for a sweep. P-Roll thinks it's in Boston because the NBA Finals are starting game 1. What is your big game today, Robert?
Well, we got a pretty big championship going on. We got a 1 versus 2 matchup in the state softball finals in New Jersey in the non-public division. We're currently the number 1 team ranked in the country playing against the number 2 team, and a winner takes all. So we're 30-1 right now. And having a pretty good year.
All right, wait, this is non-public, private? What are the ages? What's the division? You're the number 1 team in the country?
No, we're the number 1 team in the state of New Jersey.
Okay.
We're currently 15 in the nation.
15 and top 15 in the nation. How old are your players?
High school.
High school.
But tell them a little bit about the dynamic of the team, because you've been in this game a long time and coaching, and the kids and different things. And we met at the book. You and I met at the book years ago and have maintained a pretty good friendship and a lot of other things. But what's it been like for you with this team?
It's been special. I mean, we have 3 great seniors. One of them happens to be my daughter. So it's been a fun run with her, being involved in a great situation. And she had a great last game the other day, hit a home run, went 3 for 4 or 5 RBIs. And then we start 5 freshmen, so we have a lot of experience and we got a lot of youth, and the great thing about youth is they don't know any better, so they're out there not feeling a reporter asked me, you guys feeling the pressure? I don't know if the young kids know what pressure is. They're just having fun. They're just going at it every day, working hard and just finding a way to win, and enjoying it every day. And like I told the kids the other day, the great thing about coaching high school athletics, is you get to be together as a family. Every group is a new puzzle. So tonight is the furthest we can go to the state allow us to play. And that's all you can ask as a coach, is to be able to coach your kids on the last, as many maximum games as you can go.
Is this game, can we watch it? Is it going to be streamed anywhere?
Yeah. I'll send Dave over a link of the game.
It's 7 p.m. Eastern?
It's going to be 6 p.m. Eastern.
6 p.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific for this game. Scout the opponent. Who are you playing? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses?
One of the dynamics is we lost to them last year in the finals. The girl who actually coaches the other team, St. John Vianney, actually played for me in club. So I know Kimmy since she's 13, 14, and the other dynamic is Kimmy's daughter's the pitcher. So she was a freshman last year, Madison, and she's a heck of a player and a great competitor and just even a good kid. Her daughter, my daughter, actually have a good friendship together. And we won the other night. Madison sent her a text and said, "Hey, I'm so happy and proud of you." And I think that's a difference sometimes in female athletics. Especially now you're hearing all the nonsense going on in WNBA. Everybody's hating. where these kids, the NBA, WNBA players could take a little liking from the high school kids where, she was genuine, wishing her good luck. And listen, I know Madison wants to win tonight, and, their kids and our kids. And there's a lot of familiarity. She's a strong pitcher. She's a big time major prospect as a hitter. They're well coached. Kim coaches them tough and hard. So I think it's going to be a great, great game. And, like everybody, any big game, minimal the mistakes.
I wanted to ask you about that because you are a girl dad, you're a coach, you've been around it, you're seeing it from a distance, everybody's talking about it. You make any heads or tails of what's going on with the WNBA stuff?
Jealousy, jealousy 100%. I mean, listen, how can you not root for Caitlyn Clark? The kid did something that's a once in a generation type, thing. I mean, she brought fame to the game. She's upgraded facilities, sellouts. I heard on another talk radio show last week, people should embrace it. If I'm playing with her, man, I want her to be my friend. I want to be latched on and play with her. And let's ride this wave, and hopefully, there'll be more players signing deals and making money and sellouts. And this is every start has to start somewhere. I think it's she's a pioneer in the game. I mean, she's being treated horribly. By the game. I mean, listen, everybody wants to make your bones when you're a freshman in college or you're a rookie in any league. You got to come in and prove your wealth. But I mean, come on, let's call it like it is. I mean, people are jealous that she's got $28 million deals and some people are making only $70,000 to play.
Do you feel like it's coordinated? Some people have been saying that this feels like this has become like a mob where like it's just people who are all deciding to throw out every hot take imaginable. Somebody on Fox Sports 1 said yesterday that Caitlyn Clark's fame is all owed to Angel Reese. It feels like everyone has just decided like this is the one thing to get attention, so we're going to say crazy things.
Yeah, listen, I think everybody's trying to make something so people have something to talk about. Let's face it, if she doesn't get cross-body blocked the other night to the ground and there isn't stuff going on, it's not on your show, it's not on ESPN, it's not on talk radio. Nobody's talking about it. So kind of sometimes, like they say sometimes, negative publicity is good publicity because you're getting publicity. If she was probably just averaging 8-10 a game and just moving along, nobody would really care. But it's either unless she was lighting it up or they were lighting her up, they're talking about. I mean, WNBA must be happy because they're talking about the WNBA.
I guess so. You know what else people are talking about? Football season and coming out to Vegas and signing up for these contests, proxy service. We happen to, have one, work very closely with some people with the Brigade proxy service. What is your travel schedule, sir, over the next 10 days?
The next 10 days, I'm doing a lot of East. As soon as we get done playing here, I jump right into the club season. So a couple of weeks on the East Coast, and then June 29th, fly out to Colorado to play in a major tournament. Since I'm out there, I got to be in Chicago on a Wednesday, so I decided to go from Colorado to Vegas and then out to Chicago. So I'll be on the road for 14 straight days in a hotel. Three of them in the great city of Las Vegas. Looking forward to getting out there and seeing you two guys and getting the circuit and signing up with the best proxy service out there. It was great being with you guys last year, and these guys do it right. And anybody that's out there listening, you're crazy not to be with these guys. I know there's a lot of services, but it's like family. It's like friends. I mean, like Dave said before, we met on an afternoon in the sports book and talking sports and softball. And I was telling him about 10 and 12 point teasers back here in New Jersey. And he was saying, "Give me those, I'll blow them up." He said at the time. So, and I was asking about certain things, and it's crazy. In Vegas, you can only do certain things. You can do different things on the East Coast,
It's crazy. And thank you for the plug. I mean, we try to make it easy with the proxy service. You get the emails, you get the text, you're involved in the thing.
If you just give us a couple of picks, maybe,
Well, we're trying not to get involved too much with that, but we always talk.
I think we need a BVB entry.
Oh,
you get all the guys that maybe if you get your hardcore 30, 50 guys, everybody puts up 20, and we ride with you guys in a Survivor.
Holy
You know,
crap.
and we make you guys make the pick, and we all ride with it.
Oh, okay. You make us make the pick. Okay.
Yeah, well, you know, we can have a little say. You know,
I don't mind that, but if we have 30 to 50 people saying who's going to win,
no. We ride with you
Oh,
guys.
Madone.
You
We'll
know,
never
so
be able to figure
when
that
those
out.
guys at Circuit got to present the check, there's 40 of us standing there. You know,
there we go.
Can you imagine a
50
Brigade check?
50 into 8 million. I'll sign for that today.
Woo!
50
That
into 8
would be
million, right?
sick.
You know, that's a,
Oh
that's a
my
good piece.
goodness. Well, all right. I don't want to keep you because I know you got to do, the pregame, and I'm beyond excited for you.
Thank
You
you.
sent me that article about you and your daughter. I know how special that is. The whole Brigade's rooting for you. We'll be tuned in. We'll be paying attention. You gotta come with us right now. And I mean, the show's called Bostonian versus the Book. You're definitely a Yankee guy. You're all New York all the time.
Hey, we're
Who's
killing
winning
it.
this
We're
basketball
killing it.
series, bro? Who's winning the NBA Finals?
Well, growing up, I was a Celtics fan. I always, rooted for the New York teams, but I was a Celtics fan. My dad was always a Celtics fan back in the day. I'm not a huge NBA guy, but I'm gonna take Boston 4-2 plus the 470. That's what I'm gonna take. I think it's their year. I think Tatum's got something to prove. But you're right though. When you led the show with, I feel like they haven't had basketball for like 2 months. It seems like another season.
Ridiculous. Absolutely.
Much time in between.
Rob, you are welcome here anytime. Anytime you want to come on the show, you are more than welcome to join the BBB. Thank you. Best of luck
today.
Good luck. We're all cheering.
Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Send the link
Keep
to
the good
Dave.
work. I'll see you in July.
Send the link out to Dave so we can. I'll put it in our Discord channel. People can watch it on our Discord channel so they can follow along tonight.
I appreciate it, guys. Thanks, man.
Good stuff, man. That's Rob Stern. Good game for him tonight. Go get that state title.
Woo!
What was the biggest thing you ever coached for? Do you remember from a coach perspective?
We won the Nevada state title when the kids were 14 or 16. I can't remember which one it was. Cool. It was just when you win your last game.
Ooh, ever?
No, just the last game of whatever tournament you're in.
No, state semifinal was the furthest that I went.
Yeah, same with me. In high school, we lost the state semifinal game, hockey-wise. Yeah. Baseball was a disaster for our high school, but college, we won a club championship. It was one of the best nights ever. We won a fraternity softball championship. There's still stories about the celebration that night. We saw the sunrise. That was incredible. Nice. We went undefeated. Nice. And they got the trophy still in the fraternity house. It was the first one they ever won. So
wow,
the fraternity house has been there for 100 years, and they get this trophy. We still talk about it. But when the kids won the state championship, me and the coach Eric, I mean, we knew it was special, but the kids were just like it was another tournament. I don't think at 14 you realize when everybody asked what team won, it was the the Ohana Tigers we were called at the time. And that's fun. I mean, it's a big deal.
It's weird just to go back to something that Rob said about the Caitlyn Clark situation, about it being jealousy. It really is weird because I quote tweeted Candace Buckner. I don't know if you guys ever know who that is. She's a writer for the Washington Post. And her lead on her story was that Caitlyn Clark is the white knight galloping in to save the dark continent known as the WNBA. And I wrote, this is not helping.
Right.
And she wrote back and said, yep, that's my lead. Thanks for quoting it. And I said, it's not a compliment. like you shouldn't be bragging about your right, that you're introducing a race conversation and writing an entire article about Caitlyn Clark being white and that the WNBA is primarily black. It's also primarily lesbian. So what are we doing with this? Like, why are we drawing these lines? Because no one's talking basketball anymore.
That's beyond true. Like
no one's talking. The game is not even it's not even kind of a talking point anymore.
Nope.
What her numbers are, her team is bad. It's bizarre. One of the, I forget her name. She was the Stanford center that got drafted right behind. She was drafted like two or three. And she came out and she said that she's like, it's kind of annoying because like no one's allowing us just to be basketball players. Like Caitlyn Clark's getting hit and getting abused, but we all are getting hit and getting abused. And Brink, thank you. Yes, Cameron Brink.
Thank you.
She's saying Cameron Brink was like, can we just talk basketball? Like, can we just talk about the game of basketball? Like, what are we doing? Everything is not about the game of basketball. Like, what are we doing with this Caitlyn Clark topic now? It's ridiculous. I mean, Joy Taylor, I mentioned it. I shrugged. Jason Taylor's sister had the gall to say that Caitlyn Clark's fame is all because of Angel Reese. It's totally forgetting the fact that like her fame comes from her fucking brother. Like,
sorry, Will.
Like, what are we doing?
Put that one in there.
Like, what are we like? Are you just that in your own head? Like, is your head that far up your own behind that you don't even recognize your own nepotism going into this? And that Angel Reese, that's why Caitlyn Clark is famous? Like, what are we doing?
It's one of my favorite things. One, about the book and the numbers.
Correct.
Because when we talk about it with that lens, we're talking about the game. I love talking about the game. We just talked to a guy who I know personally for a long time now. You got to meet when we came and signed up. He's a great dude. We're talking about the game and we're talking about the kids. And now there's going to be people all over the country, all over Canada, even in Europe, wherever they're watching us, going, boy, I hope that guy wins. Or, I'm curious to how that goes.
Right.
Talking about the game. Like I always we use the Iverson line in the book all the time. We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. No, we're talking about the game. Let's talk about the game. These are young women who have accomplished a dream to get to a professional level to play their sport.
Yeah.
When you start to go that route, you're dividing right at the beginning. I can't stand it.
It's so bizarre. The whole thing has become such a dog whistle. It's like you're telling on yourself.
Explain that, because I understand what that means. But when you say a dog, you said it in a tweet yesterday, and I was like, that's it.
A dog whistle is you say a certain thing that only certain people understand. So like if you're speaking in terms that a racist person would react to, then that person who is a racist, you can see it because it's a dog whistle topic. Dog whistle can only be heard by dogs. So you blow the dog whistle, the dog hears it, but human beings can't really hear the dog whistle. That's what this topic is to me, because you start to out yourself by saying certain things. Like, you think Angel Reese is more famous than Caitlyn Clark? You actually, with a straight face, can say that. Like, that is insanity. like that is, you're telling on yourself. You want Angel Reese for some reason. I don't know, to speculate or get in someone's brain, but I could have my guesses as to why you hope Angel Reese is more popular or more successful than Caitlyn Clark. But Caitlyn Clark's fan base doesn't give a flip about her losing to LSU in the national championship game. They don't care about her losing in losing her last game she ever played. They don't care about those things. They care about Caitlyn Clark because they like Caitlyn Clark. Iowans, I've said this before in this show, unless you've lived in Iowa, you don't really understand this. Iowans love Iowans. If you have a tie to the state, I worked there for 2 years. 2 years. I didn't even work in Cedar Rapids. Joel Onler came. He's watching the show right now. Said, they're great people. They support their own, and they will adopt you as a quasi-Iowan if you're just not an asshole. No, I was an asshole for a lot of things. They said they overlooked a lot of things I did back in the day, because I was entertaining at certain points in time in my career. So they liked certain things that I said. They didn't like other things that I said. That's fine. That's part of talk radio. That's part of the gig.
Right.
But I have friends of mine, Ken Miller, who is part of the Brigade proxy service, who's been doing afternoon drive in Des Moines, Iowa for years. The Matt and Miller show started 15 years ago in Iowa. It was the #1 show in the entire state when he and I hosted that show. And Keith Murphy and Andy Fales are wrapping up their show. 15 years ago, they started it with our show with Matt and Miller. They were our lead-in. And the crosstalk between the two of us, when their show was ending and my show was beginning, was some of the most fun radio I ever did. I learned so much from those two guys. They were major market talent staying in Des Moines because they wanted to. Yep. And they were so funny. And they still are. They're unbelievable, talented dudes. but I would love communicating with them. And like, they watch BBB from time to time, and and I watch their show from time to time, and I interact with both of them. Keith's from Boston. He's a Celtics fan. So like, it's super fun.
Who isn't a Celtics fan on some level at some point? I mean, it's unbelievable.
That's why we love Brommelkamp. Absolutely. We love Brommelkamp too. He comes on this show, and like, this is what makes me angry, because you don't understand it. It's like, all they see it's a white girl. That's why they like her, because she's a white girl. It's not even beginning. It's such a demoralizing and such a belittling thing to boil her down to being something of the face value. She's an unbelievable talent, but she's also somebody who would take time out of her. I can't tell you how many stories I was told by people while she was in Iowa about her taking time out to talk to young girls about playing basketball, taking pictures, signing autographs, wanting to be around the people that supported her. Like, she didn't bring that fame upon herself. She wasn't doing it for Instagram clicks. She wasn't an Instagram model. She wasn't an OG model or an OnlyFans model. And she didn't do any of that stuff. She just played basketball. It was really good at it.
And it was fun. The momentum built. It started. I mean, the crowds were different her freshman year.
Yeah.
Right. It was a build thing. The Iowa thing is neat because I've only been there one time for 2 days when I was 7 years old. It was a complete disaster. We went to visit my mom's friend. The water stopped. I went to a pig farm. I couldn't believe it. There was no neighbors without anyone around this house we were staying at. I looked out the window the first night and I was like, what happens if anything happens? Like, you can't see nothing. It was pitch. And I was like, okay, I haven't been back, but doing the show with you, we've met a lot of people from Iowa. Being around it, it's kind of cool.
Oh,
like I like, just embrace it as a thing. The one question I would have asked Rob before he left was, if you're an opponent, you're an opposing coach, you want to win. You want to win when you play her. If I'm, against her on the other team, I'm trying to beat her at the game.
right.
But if I win, I win. If I lose, I lose. But the cheap shots, it's not working. And it's a bad look for everybody.
And it's getting dangerous. This happened yesterday to the Sky. Kennedy Clark got harassed by a guy who she got off the bus and the guy went right at her.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't good.
No.
This isn't what we don't want any of this stuff. But if you're going to, people, I think it was Angel Reese that said, they said they want us to grow the game, but not like this. Well, guess what? You guys are bringing this attention at every turn, and it's negative. And Clark could have apologized. She could have said, hey, I lost my cool. I'm sorry. It was outside of the realm. The Chicago Tribune editorial board wrote an article that stated that should have been assault. They said if that happened on the streets of Chicago, Clark would have been arrested for assault.
Ifs and buts were candy. And
what are we doing? It's sports.
Stop.
What are we doing? Stop this. You're taking everything out of context. This is not. If two guys on the ice drop gloves and get into a fist fight, no one's going to jail. What are we doing? This is all in the context of an athletic event. And so we're all just jumping in and we're all creating this because there's a vacuum right now. It's June, so there's not a lot going on. So everybody is trying to find a topic to talk about. But instead of talking about it in a intelligent adult type of way, we're just going to go ahead and throw out all these different terms and accuse people of different things.
The race for clicks and, getting
double
noticed,
entendre there,
having the hot take and everything else.
The race for clicks is double entendre. It means.
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean no dog whistle. That wasn't a dog
but
whistle.
You're right. It's in both, but it is in both because you click on it and you say it and people pay attention. You say something outlandish, like Angel Reese is responsible for Caitlyn Clark's fame. People are going to go, oh, okay. Or that Caitlyn Clark is the great white hope, the great white knight riding in to save America from the dark WNBA. What are we doing?
I just want to enjoy the games. Can we just enjoy the games and the players and the work that they put in? you have to take that into consideration before you just go start flame throwing all these random things.
Did you see this? This is true.
AOWN, an Indiana politician, is pressing the WNBA to crack down on the violent acts against Clark.
He wrote,
if there isn't enough going on with politics this year,
he wrote in a letter to the WNBA asking them to answer to him, what are they going to do to stop what is happening to Caitlyn Clark? A politician. It's like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? What are we doing? Who do you even address that to?
Okay, I understand, Pierre. It's Indiana. Basketball is a really big deal to you guys. I understand it, but a politician needs to stay in his own lane. Stay out of the sports lane, dude. Like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, he's looking for votes, right?
Probably.
Let's get it. Let's get this riled up, and I'm fighting for our star. Vote for me. There's all that's disingenuous. You ever go to the games? Do you talk about it? What are you doing?
It's unbelievable. It really is. All right, to the NBA, speaking of basketball, Porzingis is back. Did you watch the video I sent you? Did you see Tom Brady's hype video?
No. I purposely did not watch it before the show because I knew you'd be excited about it.
Tremendous. It's tremendous. It's absolutely great. It's this. You better be careful, boys and girls. You wanted Boston. Damn. You all wanted Boston. As Tom Brady said, he knows full hand. Be careful about wanting Boston. You're 0-3 so far, guys. Just to be frank, 0-3. Dallas chanting, "We want Boston." How'd that work out for the other 3 cities that decided to chant, "We want Boston"?
Here he goes.
Smoked. All of you smoked. You better be ready. Dallas better be ready. Celtics 6.5. Total is 216.5. We going over?
I ain't even watching the game.
What? You're not watching the game? You have to, because I'm not coming on your show tonight if you're not watching the game then.
I'll be on sportsbooks.
If you're not watching the game, I ain't coming on because I ain't carrying your ass. I ain't going in talking about if I got to come on at halftime and carry this game and you ain't watching this game, you better watch this game.
100% I'll be watching it. You know what else I'm watching? All these people on all these shows and all the social media. 89% of the bets are on Dallas.
Let's go.
89% of the bets are on Dallas.
Let's go.
I am trying right now I'm efforting to go on the show tonight looking like the leprechaun on the Celtics uniform. I'm trying my best. I don't know if I'm going to get a Larry Bird mustache or what, but boys and girls, the show's called Bostonian versus the book. This would be the 3rd largest upset ever based on the money lines and all this other stuff. This is going to be a tall task.
Not to the public. Man. It's Luka in the chat. He's a new Larry Bird. He's the new Larry Bird. Like Luka Doncic is Larry Legend. Okay, sure.
In the last 75 years? For NBA Finals. Is that possible? Is that number right? Or is it the last 50 years? I forget what it was. It's 70% of the time the team that wins game 1 wins it all.
Oh, I buy that 100%. That's just typical game 7 series. Yeah. Because game 1 is normally won by the home team. So I buy that. Sure.
Does Dallas have to win this game to win the series?
No, but they got to win one of the 2.
Right.
They got to win one of the 2. They're down 2-0 going, and they got to win 4 and 5. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. So either win tonight or win game 2, but they got to win one of the 2.
The interesting thing for, people that like to put a wager on something or even discuss it is the point spread.
It's heavy.
First thought is dog plus points. No,
it's heavy. Yeah, I agree.
Give the boys and girls something to vote on right now in the chat. Dallas plus 6.5, Boston minus 6.5.
Yeah,
voting with us right now. Which way are you putting that wager in on?
if Boston smokes them and covers this is bad for Dallas.
It's one game.
Yeah, but it's bad. I mean, it's
one game.
It's one game, but you have to feel like you can play with Boston.
We are still doing our own BVB watch along for NBA Finals Game 2 Sunday. I'm reminding all of you, set the notifications on the YouTube channel if you're watching it, subscribe, and you'll get a notice like, hey, those two knuckleheads are going to be sitting watching a game. First half, we'll let you, I mean, God forbid, if they win this game by 15.
So explain to me what is my priority on this? Like, am I supposed to be, can I watch it? Can I set this up anywhere?
You can do whatever you'd like, sir. You run the back end of this. We just have to make sure that we're here because we've told people that you and I are going to sit.
Because this is different. Talk. So like, we've never done this. So we're going to watch the game or talk during the game. What are we doing?
A little bit of both. We can't watch the game on
correct
this,
but I don't have to because I'm going to be ahead of you.
That's part of the fun of you watching you watch the damn show. Fine. You don't have to pretend like that's perfect. Yeah, you get a 10-second head start, but that's great.
So I can just have a camera on me. I don't have to talk the entire time.
No.
Listen,
we're just trying. It's summertime. People,
I like it. I'm no problem. I want to make sure what type, because the Manning cast, they're hosting it constantly. Like they're barely watching the game. Like they're talking the entire time.
No, we'll watch the game together, but you don't have to talk the whole time. We'll talk and react to what you see, because I mean, people are going to be watching from all over. They're going to have their own feeds,
and we're just doing it on YouTube only, right?
Head.
Just YouTube only, right?
What?
YouTube only or Twitter too?
If you can figure out how to do the Twitter too, you can. But
figure out. It's the same way we do the show every day.
I'm just putting it
figure it out.
If you want to do it only on the YouTube, that's fine too. But some people might want to see it on the Twitter. I mean, we'll ask the people tomorrow during Roll Call Friday. We'll ask.
I don't care. I mean, you're just going to get unadulterated, everything going on.
Well, it'll be like BVB bonus time.
But I'm not talking like if it's a crunch time moment, I'm not doing play-by-play. I'm watching that.
That's fine. Okay. I will sit and talk. We'll see if we can get a couple people that want to pop in if they're around. If, they want to show up and tell you how great the Celtics are and how much they're enjoying watching you watch the game. I mean, we had a BVB Brigade meetup last summer.
Right.
Almost, it was like 10 days from now, a year ago. It was the middle of June.
Mm-hmm.
And we all watched the game together. Remember that?
Wait, Rock, you have no idea. Take the over on swears. You can't.
It's not even a number.
You can't set a number high enough.
We're gonna have to set numbers. We'll do props. How many times? Not swears because that's over. But like, how many times are you gonna get up and because you can't sit still and watch a game?
Oh, I can. It just depends on what game it is.
Not your team.
Not finals. I can't. No, I can.
No.
I sit still all the time and watch games. I don't move. I watch multiple games all the time. Like
it ain't the Celtics in the NBA Finals.
Yeah, right. I was talking to someone today, and they're like, "I don't understand how you can sit with 3 games on your TV and have a phone conversation. How can you do that?" It's easy. Like, it's just watching 3 games and having a phone conversation.
Somebody not in the business.
I guess so, but it's correct, not in the business, but like it's not difficult to do that. Like it's not difficult
to. We do.
Yeah, it's simple to. I can have 5 games going and still have a phone conversation and follow all 5 games and know where I am and know where my bets are. Like that's not hard.
Right. That's exactly what goes on pretty much every day in a book and like in our lives. That's
right.
When you have kids, sometimes you got screens on, you have talking on the phone and making sure they're doing their homework or feeding the dog or anything like that. Kids, like if you're watching a show right now, make sure you let the dog outside, please.
So I'll give our guy Joe Fortenbaugh a shout out here. So I was in the gym and I was watching ESPN Bet, and he's taking Porzingis to win the MVP at 33-1.
That's weirdly coincidental.
Why?
We talked about that a couple days ago.
We did. We did.
That's good. Thanks, Joe.
But I'll give him the credit and to say this is where I saw him talk about it. And I was like, okay, interesting. I don't believe I would take that bet. But
Well, I know I wouldn't make that bet. I
Yes.
think I would take
Take
that
it.
bet.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make them.
If we had a BVB book, which, listen, there's a lot of people that have books. If you want us to do it, we could do it. P-Roll will have the entire marketing and PR side covered. I'll work on the bookmaking side. We'll build a nice team. We could do it. I'm just saying, you ask the BVB@gmail.com. Send us an email. We'll have a discussion. Or we could help guys like Alex and Sport Trade and all that other stuff.
Right.
There's not, things are morphing. The business is changing.
I just have a hard time with anybody besides Tatum or Luka winning the MVP. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't trust the voters to vote deservingly.
Well, I mean, the odds are pretty simple. Jalen, right, or Jason, and Luka or Kyrie. This one is kind of, you're going up to the hoop. You're shooting from distance if you're taking KP. That's a big number. I mean, he has to be numbers lose.
He has to be absolutely unbelievable to win this. And he hasn't played in 39 days.
Right.
So we're asking him to step in and from game one, like not even like you can't even take a game to warm up. He has to be 25 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks.
Wow. Our chat so far is voting on the game one tonight, and Boston -6.5 is leading 55% to 45%.
Fair.
So that,
I can see it.
You know what that means? That's a good number. That number ain't doing nothing. Squad douche.
Well, that's your ceiling. It's 6.5, 7.
It's very simple. If you want a Mavs bet, this is your free consulting part of the show. If anybody's watching from a book somewhere, like my guy Butchie down at his place, which he just announces 35-1 on KP to win the MVP. If you go to 7, you could take a limit bet on them. You body part play?
Who do you need? The Mavericks for body parts or the Celtics for body parts?
Need him for body parts. I'm going to say he needs the dog.
No, I'm going to say he needs the Celtics.
No.
I think everyone's on Dallas tonight.
No. Everyone in the media space. The bets, they bet the favorite. So, oh, wow. No, Butchie said, oh, all right. Hopes Matt wins.
So I think he needs the Celtics.
Well, that's the side.
Yeah, I think he needs the Celtics. I think everyone's on Dallas. I think the
Celtics.
The world's on Dallas. They're on Dallas for the series. They're on Dallas in game 1. I mean, everyone, and I love Joe Osborne. He's one of my favorite people in the space, but like his tweets now going everywhere. They're 16-4 in the last 20 games, ATS. Dallas.
Dallas is 16-4.
Well, let me make sure I'm quoting this properly from Joe. Joe's stat is where's this? 16-5 in the last 21 road games.
Okay.
So Luka 16-5 in the ATS in the last 21 road games. 8-2 ATS with 7 outright wins in their last 10 games as an underdog. Everyone's quoting this with Joe, and everyone's on Dallas for that reason.
Wow. Fathead just popped in and said, Mavs, baby. I might wear black and green tonight. Okay. That's great.
Everyone's on the Mavs.
He's not alone. He's very good.
Books need Boston. I think the books are going to be very happy to be needing Boston tonight.
Yeah, I saw our friend Dewey wrote an article, talked to some people in the space, and Sherman said that before this series, they would have had Boston before Dallas beat Minnesota the way they did, or even before the Dallas playoff run started, probably would have had Boston -400 to win a series. And the price has shrunk because of the love for the Dallas. It's okay. The Celtics price has been 3-1 to win the NBA championship, like all season. Like what? I can't remember if anybody remembers what the Celtics were. I know I got a sheet somewhere in his house, but I can't diverge where, because if she finds out where, then they'll be gone.
Okay.
But it was probably plus 350 before the NBA season started to win a championship, the Celtics. And that might have been the most it ever was. They started off pretty good.
I think you're right.
3-1.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think that's what it was. But, somebody put it in the chat. What was the Celtics to win the NBA championship price at the beginning of the season? It wasn't much.
Yeah. And Fathead, don't forget, this is 7 games, my friend. This is not 1.
Very big difference, right?
The big, big, big difference between football and basketball. Football is a single game. Basketball is you got to do it 4 times. You can win 1 game in 1 day, and I'm better than you on 1 day. That's possible. Doing it 4 times is a whole different story.
Butchie's looking it up for a minute. He can pull it up with the line history.
That's 4 times. It's not beating Boston once. It's beating them 4 times.
AOWN said he has a friend with 4-1.
Okay.
So, that's probably like that. Those are really good odds. It'd be nice to hold the Boston Celtics plus 4-1 right now and then just take 180.
Yes. Yes. You're right, Pat. They're the public dog. Chiefs were the public dog. They won. Dallas has to do it 4 times. The Chiefs did it once. They did it, but they did it. They won.
And the books lost. A lot of books lost on that game.
Yep, because they won. So it's public dogs over a 7-game series. There's no comparison. Basketball to football is apples and oranges.
Yeah.
It's a very different handicap. It's a very different sport. So 1 win is 1. 4 is 4. Got to do it in 4 times. Much more difficult. Right. So we'll get to my picks later in the show for Better to Book It as to what I'm doing with this game. But this is breaking news, and it's been going on for most of the day today, that Dan Hurley met with his players at UConn. He told them he is talking to the LA Lakers. Hurley did not hide the fact that this is a real conversation. The Huskies practiced at noon Eastern, so it was a while ago. Hurley told his players it's business as usual for now. What is the reaction to Dan Hurley potentially coaching the LA Lakers?
So my favorite thing about today will be at the end of the show, but one of the things that I was doing this morning, Iowa Bros, the Iowa guys, and he said he's a Minnesota Vikings fan, but it's purple and it's gold.
Mm-hmm.
And it's apropos. It's a curved bill and it's a flex fit, boys. So these are available as well. My hat guy got them. So Butchie, this would work for you, for LSU, for all that other stuff. But purple and gold with Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley would probably look good in this hat. Dan, we can get you one if you'd like, if you're watching the show.
Is today Christmas? Did I fall down and wake up? Is today December 25th?
I'm gonna check. Hold on, let me. No, it's June 6th.
Am I gonna get the dude that I cannot stand in college basketball to go coach the team that I can't fucking stand in the NBA? Am I actually on the same day that the Boston Celtics are playing in the NBA Finals? Is this really my life?
Yeah.
This is the greatest. This is like I almost started crying when I saw this morning. I said, please make this happen. Please let me see Dan Hurley barking at LeBron James and tanking everything so the Lakers have no shot. So when Boston wins banner 18 and we break the stupid tie that never should have been a tie because their 17th title is a Fugazi title. So go ahead and give us 18. Really, it's 18-16. So we go with that. I get Dan Hurley out of the Big East when the Creighton Blue Jays have their best team in my life this year. I get Dan gone. Really? He's leaving? How many kids leave UConn if Dan Hurley leaves?
Oh,
all of them. They all leave. Creighton's
transfer portal better
coming
be
back.
open.
They have Ashford coming back. They got a guard from Texas Tech coming in who's an absolute baller. They got 3 kids coming in. The Jays have the #1 recruiting class in the Big East coming in.
Oh.
This Creighton team is going to be awesome. And I get Dan Hurley gone.
I didn't even see that one coming.
And he's going to go to the Lakers to go destroy that franchise.
Yeah.
And Boston's playing in the NBA Finals. This is the greatest day ever if this happens. Please make this happen.
Not Christmas, but pretty damn good.
It's
wow.
pretty damn close.
Not Christmas. Is today Christmas? The answer is no. I got text today from a couple people. Well, would Dan Hurley go into the Lakers affect the number? I said, are you serious? it's June 6th. No, it would not. You know what it would affect? UConn's number.
Yeah.
Who's going? Who's staying? What's happening? I mean, we talked about it briefly in between your trip to the gym, my trip to see the hat guy, Corbin, and all this other stuff. If you're Dan Hurley, do you go?
How much money are they offering?
How much money do you need?
I don't know. It's California. You need a lot.
This is a case of, I said it to you on the phone. Do you like where you're at? One, like physically. Do you like living wherever you live? I don't know where he lives. You apparently hate Connecticut. Some people like it.
Why would you want to live in Stores, Connecticut?
I mean,
like Stores, Connecticut, or the LA Lakers. This is like going from the outhouse to the penthouse, literally. Like literally.
Hold on. Back-to-back championships at UConn.
Stores,
nice
Connecticut.
road trips, right? Nice road trips. You don't have to go too far.
Yeah, Omaha's a hike, but yeah, okay.
Listen, the travel in the NBA is a job.
It is.
You're on the road a lot. There is no off season. Like there's people getting ready to talk about the draft and scouting and all this other. Like the NBA is a different life. I can't remember. When's the last time the Lakers won a championship again? I can't remember. Do you remember?
Last Laker championship?
Yeah. When the last time they won?
2020.
What was going on in 2020? How'd they win that again? What was that? That was
COVID,
that bubble thing, right?
60 games, no travel.
Yeah. The Lakers, did they make the playoffs this year? I can't remember. It's been so long. My basketball memory is fuzzy.
You still LeBron James.
Okay. For how long?
Correct. 2 years.
Oh, you're going to be 2 years. Okay.
I mean, he literally he was here at UFC 302. They put Dan Hurley on camera. He went, meaning back-to-back titles.
All right.
He literally did that on camera.
Put it in the poll, close the poll, because people are it's 52-48 for the spread tonight for the Celtics.
Close.
And the Mavs. That's great. From the book, that's exciting.
Okay.
If you're Dan Hurley, do you stay or go? You stay at UConn, live in Stores, P-Roll. We're never getting a Connecticut sponsorship for anything.
That's fine.
Although if they bring us there and do a show, we will come do a show.
Where?
Or
where?
Where? We'll ask our people in Connecticut.
Where in the hell? I'd rather go to my aunt's house in Ridgefield and do it from their basement. We're gonna go to Connecticut. Right? Let's go see Aunt Joyce and Uncle Vinny. Let's go to see Uncle Vinny's house and go hang out. Right?
Do they have a hard wire?
They do. They have a hard wire. Let's go to Ridgefield, Connecticut. Let's go to my aunt and uncle's house and go hang out there.
We've done the location shows from Chicago. You were on Amanda's back porch in New Hampshire. Why not? We go.
It's the best place.
We'll go to their house. That's fine. As long as the internet connection is good and people can watch the show and participate in the chat. Or do you go to LA? You got the traffic, you got this, you got that, and you're going to lose. When's the last time he lost?
Who, Hurley?
Yeah.
3 years ago when Mac ate his lunch. Mac ate him.
Still very competitive and good. Like,
sure, but I mean, he wasn't this. This came out of nowhere. UConn came out of nowhere. Like this 2-year run was like, where the hell did this come from? Coach Mack was 7-1 against Dan Hurley before the 2 years ago.
Okay, so
Coach Mack crushed him.
A lot. That's fine, but
everyone did. Everyone beat
him. So the other thing you have to consider is that like a lot of lifetime 10 plus 20 plus year coaches have gotten out of this, college basketball and college football in the recent times.
Yeah, they have.
Because of the NIL stuff. It's very hard. It's changing a lot. I think if he leaves, this is another indictment on how big you win back-to-back championships. Now, you're negotiating power is probably at its peak, and you get an opportunity. But if he goes, the guy that just won the back-to-back championship just left to go coach the Lakers. That's
this is Billy
on the sport and this, in how big college basketball is going to change. No,
well, look, Billy Donovan tried it. We saw Brad Stevens, who didn't win a championship but had a great run, try it. We saw John Calipari, who took my college to a Final Four, try it. Like, there's been this overwhelming opinion that, like, college coaches in the NBA don't do well. Just historically speaking, they don't do well. You're a college coach or an NBA coach. Butchie says, by the way, Boston was plus 380. That was their high.
thank you, sir. Very good. Appreciate that.
So, looking at it objectively, okay, he has a chance to coach one of the historic franchises in NBA history, live in LA, and the term is historic. A historic contract is being put together by the Lakers for Dan Hurley. So I think Dan Hurley told his players that, look, if they hit the number they're talking about, if I get an actual number that they're talking about, you would take it. Everybody would take it.
Right.
So we're talking about an insane amount of money.
I guess if that's what you need or want, then you do it.
The highest paid coach in the NBA is Greg Popovich at $16 million.
Okay.
So
it's going to be more than that.
$25 million.
Wow. That much more?
5 years, $25 million per. Jimmy Jack.
That's
it's the Lakers.
Rumor?
No,
Jimmy Jack just floating that
out.
He's
saying it's got to be like that, but he's not off. I don't think he's wrong. Could be 4 years, $100 million. Yep. He's not wrong. It's very possible that it could be an amount of money that's going to be nuts. What's 40-1, Covey? I make that bet every year, Covey. Catch up. Come on, my friend. I bet the Jays to win the championship every year.
He does. It's every single year.
That's what we're talking about.
We've been doing the show now. This is year number 3. You've had it both years with us, but you had it when you were doing pushing the odds and all the other stuff.
I'll do it again. At 40-1. I'll do it again. I'll bet the Jays to win.
Yeah,
better bet
is Jays to 10-1 when they start off good. Then it'll go back up. And although this year it's probably going to only go down.
Yeah, I think it'll go down.
Right.
And I think also the Jays to win the Big East if he leaves. It'll be crazy to see.
Well, that will affect
every number.
It won't affect the numbers as much in the NBA. It will drastically affect the numbers in the college. This is 100%, a big deal.
Which is right. That's what should happen, right?
Yeah, they played 32 games?
Yeah.
In college, and they play 82, and then they got to win 16 more to win a championship. You got a minimum 98 games to play. And I'm not besmirching anybody. How big is the NBA coach in the whole scheme of things?
It really depends upon the program, the team, the ownership. It can matter, but it also is about the players. And if you don't have the best players, it doesn't really matter.
Plain and simple. Yeah. I don't know. What's the early voting here? What are people saying? Oh, he would stay. They would stay. 59% to 41% so far. Go vote in the poll if you.
We have some breaking news for you.
More?
Yeah, more breaking news. The Massachusetts Gaming Control has just said that they will hold a hearing concerning Reese Davis's comments using the term, quote, risk-free investment in regards to a pick he made during ESPN Game Day's telecast on March the 24th. This could lead to a civil penalty or possible suspension for ESPN Bet's parent company, Penn and Penn Entertainment in Massachusetts. Davis's remarks, according to our friend Bill Spiro, who wrote this tweet about it, came on College Game Day after ESPN Bet's Aaron Dolan made a pick in the UConn Northwestern NCAA tournament game. This would be considered a violation of the MGC regulations, which prohibit sports betting operators or their partners recommending any specific wager and prohibit using terms like, quote, risk-free in marketing or advertising. Quote, this reminds me of the can't lose parlay with Barstool Sports, said Commissioner Eileen O'Brien. The Barstool Sports brand was also the book owned by Penn National. Davis later apologized for his remarks. There's going to be a hearing on Reese Davis's comments.
I was watching it live.
We told you.
I was watching it live. I sent you a clip of
immediately
it and said, "Did you see this?" And you were like, "WTF?" And then that was one of your most viewed social media posts in the history of your life. We talked about it on the show. I've done shows with Aaron.
Yep.
It was cringe.
She cringed. She was like, "Oh no."
It was uncomfortable. And we said it back then that there might be something to come out of this. Reese came out and apologized.
Well, also don't sleep on the fact that all the operators gave the middle finger to that Mass Gaming Commission about their investigations into limiting. So there is no rope in Mass anymore.
There never was.
Yeah,
they've been holding them accountable from the beginning, but they didn't do themselves any favors by that hearing.
No. I mean,
no,
it's going to be. So if you're on that commission and you're like, "So guys, about that thing, remember that we were going to let that go? Yeah, we're not let that go anymore." So Penn, I don't know. Do you like operating here in this state? Because you can stay in Connecticut if you want, but like we think you want Boston. So we may just have to talk about your license not being renewed or not being eligible for a little while. These guys went to war with the wrong commission. I mean, FanDuel told them 2 days ago on Monday, FanDuel said, "Well, we knew that hearing later in the summer was going to be public, so that's why we didn't show up."
Right.
And they were like, "That's not good enough." like that's not what we were talking about. You should have come to both. Like even if you knew that was going to be an open hearing, then you should have been at both. Like you can't do this with masks. They're not going to let you just kind of, pee on them and tell you it's raining.
Oh, yeah, I like that expression. I don't like the thought of that getting peed on and all that other stuff, but what does this do for people who kind of jumped into the content space and don't quite take the time to?
Well, Reese was forced to be in the content space, though. Reese didn't want to be in the content space for sports gambling. They made him.
Fair.
He's the host of Game Day. He wants to talk about the games. He doesn't want to talk about betting.
Right.
Reese Davis doesn't gamble. He doesn't give a flip about it. They're making him because.
Who's that on? Is that on ESPN?
Of course, they're elevating Aaron. They have to give Aaron Dolan segments because they're paying her. So they need her to be the face of all the gambling on ESPN Bet. So Reese Davis is the most popular studio host they've got. He's the host of College Game Day, both for college basketball and the football for college football. So it's a good segment. They like it. Put it together. And Reese, as we said on the day after, we said, did he do it on purpose? Did he do it on purpose to make ESPN stop putting him on those segments? Because they will never have him do a betting segment ever again.
Do they stop doing as much betting segments? I mean, is that why they only got?
They can't. They signed too much money. They signed the deal. Penn's got them, over a barrel.
Ay. Is that an open hearing for that?
It has to. I mean, almost all.
Isn't everything in Massachusetts open?
I think it's open. Yeah.
We might have to go. I'll attend that hearing.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun to watch. Absolutely.
I will. Yeah, I'll have to pay attention. By the way, this is the other Onler model hat.
I have that hat.
The black and gold.
That's an IO hat right there.
This is the Flex Fit, though.
Yep, I have that too. I have the same exact hat.
It's the curve bill for the curve bill crowd.
Me too.
Again, flat bill, curve bill, doesn't matter to me.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter. Should matter to anybody. If you want a hat, be able to reach out and get that done. I'm going to get that done later today in Onler's hands. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that.
Penn may have no choice but to answer for those comments. Remember, it's the same parent company that Barstool got ripped publicly by Mass for what they offered as the risk-free bet can't lose parlay for Big Cat. It was Big Cat's can't lose parlay. And they said, if we do this again, we're going to have big problems. They just did it again. Different brand, but same license, same parent company, different brand.
Not good.
Not good is right. So, all right, what happened last night? Get ready. You get your segment here. This is all about you and Ohtani. Well, Ohtani Watch lived up to the hype. Skeens Ohtani yesterday was must-see TV, must watch, must attend. First at bat, sit down. Second at bat, where the hell did the ball go? they're still looking for the baseball.
I get the text from my buddy PJ, who he played third base when I played shortstop on the fraternity softball team. My pledge master, dear friend of 30 plus years, went to the game.
Oh,
so he's texting me. I'm on Sports Grid, and he said, "Kate, first at bat." Then he sent the text. The second one, he goes, "I don't know how far that went, but he destroyed that ball.
415 feet. Goodbye."
Yeah, and it was so funny to get it, because he took a picture from the game and was sending it to me. That was hype. They actually got more people at the game Tuesday than they did yesterday because of the threat of rain, I guess. It was.
I mean, first pitch was 101.3 strike. Second pitch, 100.1 strike foul tip. Third pitch, 100.8 swinging strike. Good morning, good evening, good night. Sit down.
Yep.
Then came the next step. Then came the next at bat. And he hit the ball. It was a 100.1 mile per hour fastball. It's the fastest pitch that Ohtani has hit out of a ballpark in his career.
In his life. Yep.
Well, so far in his Major League Baseball career. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
He hit an absolute moonshot.
It's phenomenal. This is baseball, bro.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that. I'm driving home to go do Sports Grid, and I didn't see the beginning of the game. I have it recorded, so I watch it, but in full detail, because I'm, while I'm working, I can't always see it, and we're talking about other stuff, so I'm making sure I got other things on. But people are texting me 101, 100.8. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think you said it, that like this could be like, there's people talking about today, like on MLB Network and stuff, that Pittsburgh could become a free agent destination.
100%. And look, don't sleep on the other kid too. You're number 2.
Jones is awesome.
Yeah.
So you got a 1-2, and then, oh yeah, by the way, Iowa's own Mitch Keller.
But the thing of Keller's older though, but like the nucleus with O'Neal and Reynolds.
Yep.
So you have a guy who needs to stop fooling around at short and just play the position, because he's got such a great arm. He kind of banks on it a bit too much and then throws the ball to like somewhere.
Very casual.
Yeah, really casual. Needs to
really
stop
casual.
that. Throws the ball really hard, but you got to stop.
Really
so
hard.
You have an unbelievable shortstop.
Yep.
You've locked up Reynolds already long term.
Yep.
So if you are a free agent and you're a guy looking around for the next great team, like who's going to be the next team that everyone's going to be like, holy crap, where'd they come from? Yep. It's the Pirates. As long as they don't trade away any of these kids and they keep this nucleus together, you can see it. Like, this is what the Celtics did. Like, you kept the kids together, and then you went through all that losing. You just wait.
Yeah.
And then they got good when they added different pieces. You added Porzingis, you added Drew Holiday. Like, you add pieces. You bring Hal Horford in. Like, you start to build the team around that core. So those 2 pitchers and those 2 players, that's your core. And you have a shot to really start to make some noise in a division that, generally speaking, is just a little bit above mediocre.
A little bit above mediocre. We'll put that on a t-shirt. It's not a bad explanation for the NL Central.
So
Despite what Cubs fans might think, or Cardinals fans might think, or Brewers fans might think, oh yeah, by the way, Cincinnati, you're all on notice.
but no, but they all rotate through, right?
I know.
Like the Cardinals St. Louis is a great baseball town.
Of
reminds me
course.
of Boston. Chicago's incredible. We went to Wrigley. It's awesome.
Amazing.
It's great historic baseball, but they don't have like consistent dominant teams.
No.
So like that's if you're the Pirates, you're like, look, if we can get a team that consistently wins 90 games a year. You're right there.
Don't let it happen again. You're right. Was walking, talking, making sure when I was in the book in 2014 and 2015, when they were winning 98 games, it was on every day in the book. Nice. I broke out all the old Pirate stuff. Our family summer trip was, we're going to San Diego this week. And Jess was like, why? It's because the Pirates are in town. We'd go to all 3 games, get my taste of going to a game, throughout. Kelsey's life was drastically changed that day. She got hit with a foul ball.
Oh, God.
We were sitting in the second row. She got smashed in the face with a foul ball. Thought it was all over. Miraculous. San Diego hospital. The doctors were incredible, and God was watching out for all of us that day. But the Pirates are coming. Everyone in the division's on notice. They just beat the Dodgers back-to-back days. Kind of surprising today that Buehler's a big favorite and Falter's been great. Really good. Immediately today, I'm looking for the Pirates to get the sweep. 340 Pacific, 640 Eastern. It lived up to the hype. It's hard to get excited about big base. There's no real big baseball games in June.
Oh, that was a big.
It lived up to it.
It was a big baseball moment. I mean, a great baseball game, but it was a big baseball moment.
Yeah.
What also lived up to the hype is that the White Sox blow. They did it again. They blew another lead. I took money line in +2.5. Same bet I made in back-to-back days. Like they are the gift. The White Sox, I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again. When the White Sox are on the road with a lead, it is an auto fire against. Don't matter how big the lead is. It doesn't matter. 5-0, 5-1. They blew both games on the road to the Cubs.
I want to shout out Timmy Muccio, who reached out to us yesterday via the Brigade proxy service. He said he's a bigger Pirate fan than me. He might be because he's a few years older than me, but we all love the Pirates. We all love the Chicago White Sox if you're betting against them in game. Like, let tomorrow I might come if this they don't play today. Oh, no, they do.
Yeah, they do. They play tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
They play the Red Sox tonight.
I knew that. I was just playing along.
Okay.
Yeah, I might be wearing White Sox stuff tomorrow here on the show, just because there's not a person on planet Earth who's betting the White Sox tonight. Like the Red Sox are minus 245 in Chicago. I can't. I saw this line last night and I was like, you and I had some good conversation about other things, and I do that thing where I forget. And you always answer like immediately, like what? And I say, oh yeah, I remember this. And you're like, okay, goodbye. I did it again last night, but it was late. I looked at the lines and I almost called you back and said, is that fucking right? Is that right? They're minus what on the road? I mean,
I felt guilty.
What is this?
They're a 500 baseball team, guys. The Red Sox are 31-31. They're not like 40-20. And they're minus 245.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Taylor Hawk might throw a no-no. Let's go. He may no-hit him. Do we run it back? A B's and R money line parlay? Whoa. That's not a bad idea.
That's that pay even money.
Let's find out. That's a great question.
It might pay a little bit. You might have to lay a little bit of juice. I'm
gonna say it's 115.
Let's see. Minus 110.
Let's see. Right.
Money line.
You do a money line. That is a plus 102 at DraftKings.
Right. It was close.
Plus 102. So pretty much even money.
Wow. Still got it. That was good. Plus 102.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Red Sox being favored against anybody like that is crazy. You're right. I mean, I can't even.
I don't know if I'd make him that big of a favorite over Stern's softball team today in New Jersey. I mean, that's a lot. This number's reserved. Is Pedro pitching today?
Right. I mean, Hawk's been real. I mean, look, Taylor Hawk's been.
He's been great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not besmirching him at all.
He's got a 1.85 ERA. He's completely snake bitten, being 5-5 because the guy's been tremendous. He's won his last 3 starts. However, he's given up a total of 2 earned runs in his last 20 innings of pitching. So, Tanner Hawk's been the best pitcher for the Red Sox.
If you guys are watching the show live, I'm trying to go through all my pirate hats.
Oh, there you go.
Paying attention, but I'm looking at a bunch of things. So bet my hat's over. Bet the swear's over. We're all doing it. This is an uncomfortable lay of the day for sure. The Red Sox, seriously, they play tomorrow. Crochet's pitching.
Oh, there you go. That might be the game they win.
And Griswold is listed as a starter right now for Boston. I don't even know who that is. Griswold.
Opener.
It's minus 110.
On the opener.
It's minus 110 tomorrow. Same 2 teams, same place, different pitchers.
Red Sox team total ladder. Tanner Hawk is the AL starter in the All-Star game, big business. Woo! With a 5-5 record, huh?
Wow.
0.96 whip. He's been unbelievable. He really has.
Yeah. Again,
let's see pitching wise.
People keep talking about wait for football season. Oh, I love football season. I only bet during football season. If you bet the White Sox the last 13 days against them,
yeah,
you're on a 13-game winning streak. If you bet them the last 2 days against them in game, you personally hit a 5-1. I took 4.5 2 nights ago. Just messing around while I was on the air, plus 140. The Cubs came back and won. I don't know. Baseball's not bad to bet on when you can find different things like that.
The plus 2.5 runs, it was 5-2 last night. And it was plus 2.5 runs. I was like, wait a minute. They score 1 run, they cover this.
Right.
They won the game outright.
Hello.
What's
wrong with that?
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Just need 1 scoreless inning. JPC, you're going with a Nerfy with the Red Sox and the White Sox. Yikes. Yeah, careful.
No. What's the price for that? Minus 245 road favorite. Hawk with the under 1 whip. All this. What's the no in the first inning? Got to be
minus
close to minus 200.
No.
What is it?
Minus 115. Both sides.
Oh, that's telling you the Red Sox are going to score.
Right.
The White Sox aren't scoring in the first inning, are they?
I mean, I don't think so, but you can bet over 1.5 runs. That's plus 210. Well, 2 runs in the inning. So both teams score. Someone scores 2 runs. It's plus 210. That's not even egregious. That's low. It should be higher than that. Most of the time it's like 3 to 4 to 1.
Oh my goodness.
So be careful on that Nerfy.
Whew, man. Man,
yeah, be careful on that.
I don't know. It's we got so many things going on tonight with CBW. Just said the CFL starts tonight. Hooray, football. Everybody take a deep breath.
Enjoy it. No, thank you.
Let us know.
I tried last year. I can't watch it. It's just horrible.
It's actually an entertaining product.
No, it's not.
Not tonight. We'll be watching NBA Finals.
We'll
be watching baseball. Pirates, Dodgers, whatever. I'm interested now in the first inning of the Red Sox game.
White Sox, Red Sox.
We'll be on live during the show. I'm going to go on with Ranieri and say, "What do you think about this?"
God, Sox team total is 5 juice to the over. Yikes. 5.5 juice. Red Sox can't hit, guys. Just like their offense is not
it's hard.
It's not a good offense. So to give you an idea of how bad the pitching is for them. Brigade Proxy Service NFL story of the
Crank it up.
You guys want to be a part of it? It's easy. You text us 702-570-8255. Hey, I know a lot of you guys are on the juice who watch this show. Do me a favor. If you're going to try to hire us to be the Brigade Proxy Service, this is how you do it. Don't send me a DM on the on the Discord channel. Somebody DM me Tuesday. I didn't see it till this morning, and they want to sign up today. So if you happen to be watching the show, we'll take care of you. We'll get you signed up, but don't send me a DM. This is how you guys get in touch with us for the Brigade Proxy service, because I see it, Dave sees it, the admin sees it, everyone sees it. Okay. Yes. So if you send me a DM, I don't check them all the time on Discord. Just FYI, I occasionally do.
Yeah.
So I do it on my Twitter account more, but this is the way: 702-570-8255. Text that number, or you can go and send an email to thebvbshow.com, and you can get in touch with us that way as well for it. So just heads up on that as you guys are going to do that.
You can also email the proxy service at Brigade Proxy, because the admin sees that too and then gets in touch with us while we're doing whatever we're doing. And they're like, hey, somebody just reached out. So there's multiple sets of eyes on that. Do that.
But she's just being mean, because I was Amanda. She's just being mean.
Oh.
Don't do that.
Oh.
Don't do that. I think she actually might be in it. She wants to do it. She might actually get her team.
What
to a survivor
story that would be
if she wins.
Just get to Thanksgiving,
right? And to start selling the teams.
She did the show.
She did.
We could have her on the show. That would be good. But no, it's one of those things. And the last plug for that is that anybody can do it. All you got to do is get to Vegas. You heard Stern. I didn't tell him to say none of that stuff. I mean, made it easy. He's like, geez, I would have done this 10 years ago had I known it was this easy. So, the signups for the Westgate start July 1st. The signups for the Circa are right now. We're here. Reach out, text the number.
Now until September 7th. You don't have to do it right now. It's ongoing.
Anytime this summer.
Yeah, they're open right now. You want to do that. The Brigade Proxy Service NFL story of the day. I can't wait for Eagles Giants. Brian Dabble was asked about Nick Sirianni's claim that the Eagles took the Giants' best player when they took away Saquon Barkley and put him in an Eagles uniform. He said, "Yeah, I love Giants fans." He was asked if he gets approached a lot by Eagles fans. He said, "Yeah, I love Giants fans." Give me more of this. Give me all the pettiness. Give me all of. I cannot wait for Giants and the Eagles. This is going to be fun. I love it when a superstar player leaves and goes to the rival, because it's going to be just absolute hatred. It already has been for years, but now it's even spicier.
Is it?
Oh, I think so. Oh, yeah.
Is it a rivalry?
It always is.
Aren't the Eagles and the Cowboys the rivalry?
I think all four teams.
The Giants are the Giants.
I think all four of those teams hate each other. They're all equally.
That's fine, but like the Giants rivals the Commanders.
That's the best rival. That's the best. Always has been the best division in the NFL.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the best. That's the best division in terms of all four teams, relevancy, star power, market size, market attention, primetime games. That's always
in the NFC.
No, in the NFL. It's better than yours. It's better than yours. Sorry.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
You have Cincinnati and Cleveland in your division. Sorry. Wrong. Sorry. You cannot tell me that Washington, Philadelphia, Dallas, New York comes even close. You don't even come close to that division.
Big cities.
Big markets, big brands, big names, big price
markets,
tag.
big brands, big names, but
better.
There's a lot of championships out of that AFC North.
Because of you guys. It's like saying
the NFC. Cleveland hasn't won one
ever. It's like saying the AFC East. It's like, the AFC East won a lot of championships. Yeah, because of one team. Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's my team and your team. They are all responsible for all the championships, basically, in both those divisions. So, no.
It's true.
No.
I tried, Cleveland. I tried. Nobody can help you.
Yeah.
I tried. I really did. He's right. Matt is right about that. Cincy, Joe Burrow.
Great.
Burrow glasses are a thing, and
they were the laughing stock for how long? It's basically it's Joe Burrow and Boomer Esiason and a whole bunch of shit in between.
Whoa!
The truth.
Eddie Anderson before that, the word Bengals on the helmet. It was a big
Ocho
deal.
Cinco and everything else, all other nonsense.
Oh boy! Now they're going to come for us. This is
what it is. It's how it is.
Let's have the people just type it in the chat right now. What's the best division name wise like that in football? Like that's a good argument. Those are the biggest cities, and there was a lot of rivalries and a lot of things. I mean,
They're always
They've
on
all
TV
won
for a reason.
championships. You know, they've all won championships.
Multiple
Championships. Is there a better division in football? NFC West? No. No. Nobody cares.
Rams
about
have
the NFC West.
been up and down. The Cardinals are
It's
laughing
definitely not
stock.
either one of the Souths.
No, Souths are garbage.
We're never
Garbage.
getting sponsorship down there either.
Well, no. I mean, I got my Southern
What
roots. Come
about
on,
the AFC West?
No.
Chiefs.
AFC was. Yeah, Chiefs are great. And
The
Broncos are good.
Raiders are brand no.
You can make a case that maybe it's number 2, but I would probably, I still think you're all right. I'll give it to you. AFC West would be 2. Yeah, Broncos, multiple championships. Chiefs, multiple championships. Raiders, how many they won? 2 or 3 Super Bowls?
John Gruden, Tom Flores, and was there one in between?
I think it's 2. Yeah, so 2.
Oh, John Madden.
Oh,
Before
so
that,
all right, so 3.
right? Yeah, I think
so-
they have 3.
and then
somebody put it in the chat. How
Chargers
many,
don't have
the
any.
Raiders are 3. Chargers have never won it.
Never won it. So I mean 3. Thank you, Groff. They have 3.
Chargers got there. Thank you.
So
Once-
I mean, I would put it at 2. Yeah, Vegas, Denver, and Kansas City. It's like the little brother version of the NFC East. Smaller markets.
the little brother.
Dallas, Washington, Philly, New York. I mean, come on.
Can't win that argument with
You
you.
can't win.
Can't win that argument.
Those
That's
were
good.
those are massive cities. Those are massive fan
big-
bases, massive
big-
brands.
Big, yeah. And
I
big
mean,
teams
if you're a
forever.
star for any one of those 4 teams, you are a household name.
JPC to 4th put NFC North. Look, you can wear that all you want. That
NFC
NFC
North.
North is not. Stop.
How many
Please.
titles do they have combined? Green Bay's got how many? 3 or 2?
3.
3. So 1 for the Bears.
Right.
Vikings have none.
Correct.
They have 4 titles. Come on, bro. Patriots have more by themselves. So do the Steelers.
I mean,
But then the whole
I'm just telling you, it's. I think the NFC East. Yeah.
no, AFC East is not. No, I think
No,
AFC
the
West.
NFC East is the best. I think.
Yeah,
I
one.
mean,
NFC West is 1. NFC, and I'll give you the AFC East being 2. I can give you that. Like I can see that.
the AFC
West, sorry.
West.
West, yeah. If not AFC, sorry.
I
AFC
would
West.
argue with the rivalries of the last 20 years, the AFC North could be number 2. It's not.
Okay,
number
I'll give you that, but it's a hard. I have a hard time with it only because the divisions. It's been 2 teams. It's Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
Cincy has been pretty good.
They have for 2 seasons. Like it's been last 20 years. Like go look at their. I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know, but what do you think the Bengals are over 500 in the last 20 years? No way. There's no way.
Talking about-
No way. Bengals were over for 20 years. If you had all 20 years,
Hey,
the
they won a
Bengals-
lot of games with Palmer and Hushmanzada and Ocho Cinco. They were in the playoffs a lot.
I
And
don't
less
know.
teams made
How
the
about the
playoffs.
Browns? Are the Browns over 500 the last 20 years?
No.
So
Listen, Will, if you're still watching the show, fuck the Browns. All right. let's just call that for what it is. No. All right. That's the team. And I like Cleveland. I love the Guardians, but the Browns, please don't come at that argument with the Browns. Stop, please.
and CBW, I can't put that on the screen because they're no longer called that, by the way. That's the Commanders. They're no longer called that other name. They don't like that other name to be placed upon
People
them.
are clamoring for that to come back.
They are. And it's a big problem because their head coach wore a throwback logo and got in a lot of trouble. Oh, look. So Marvin Lewis, he was barely over 500 when he was there.
It's a long time. That guy was there a long time.
10 years. But then what are the other ones?
All right. Thank
Someone
you for
run
that,
it.
Nathan Phillips. That's
I'm curious.
outstanding. I love doing this show. I learned something from you guys as much as we're talking about it. I know this. The most bet games, I've been in the book. Like I said, I've been in Vegas 21 years and was in Curacao and stuff before that with Phoenix in between.
Mhm.
The Dallas games get the most handle.
Of course. Yeah.
They're
Philly
usually in that late afternoon window.
here in Vegas, you mean? On the East Coast, I would say Eagle. If you're in Pennsylvania, it's Eagles. If you're in Jersey, it's the Giants.
Yeah, but the Dallas games, but the Eagles and the Giants with the same thing with the back east, they get the most handled. I mean, it's
right.
You're right with the argument. I tell you when you're wrong. I tell you when you're right. You're absolutely right.
Before we get to Bet It or Book It, our friends at Sports Handle have a big article out today about our widespread sports betting tax rates on the horizon. Illinois, Ohio, we've seen Massachusetts who shot down the idea. Do you think, I bring this up because I want to ask this question. Do you think the average person gives a bleep about this conversation? Like the average gambler, do they care about the tax rates on the books?
What do you think?
No, they don't at all.
Everybody cares about taxes because you got to pay them, but they only care about their own. There ain't a bettor that wants to know or cares what the book is paying in taxes at all. Alex came on yesterday and made a great case, a great soundbite, a great clip that, had some people reach out to me and said, Brew took it to the Illinois state legislators and said, you guys should look at this and consider.
He did?
He did.
He took the clip and sent it to the Illinois legislature?
He had talked to Alex about this before. He said
wow.
He already talked to legislators about this.
Neat.
I mean, Brubaker was a lobbyist. Like
Right.
he's in touch with a lot of people. And he saw the clip and he said, there's nobody that explains it better on how it could actually work than Alex. They don't care. They're Whitrock. Most average gamblers don't care. They're getting ripped off on minus 130 lines. There's no way they care about taxes. Couldn't have said it better myself. And thank you for actively saying it in the chat. Appreciate the hell out of you, sir. He's right.
Stinks. He's right. I just wonder, if people start to pay different prices, do they start to care? If their winnings are less because they're paying steeper juice, do they care?
From the book's perspective, and again, I think that's what, makes this show so unique because you like to play a lawyer sometimes on the show. You also are a bettor. I'm also a bettor, but I used to be in the book. I like to look at things from the other perspective, from the book's perspective. If this happens, do books have to charge different prices in different states? If you come to me,
fair,
because the rates are drastically different in states. Are we laying minus 118 in New York because it's so high, but we can go 112 in the Midwest?
Right.
Do I have to keep track of that? Are you going to keep track of that? What if I mess up? Are you finding me because I'm overcharging or undercharging? How does that all work? I just want to book the games. It's hard enough.
So interesting to think about.
Oh,
because if you look at it, by the time the average person will care, it's too late.
Correct.
It's too late.
Correct.
So that's what makes this. That's what makes so interesting to me. That by the time the tax conversation is into the ether, it's already going to be too late for the gambler. So it's let's talk about it now before it gets really nasty.
Yeah, but we've had people talk about some that tell us this, tell us that. You guys should talk about this. You should talk about that. We talk about what kind of hits our agenda,
right?
It's me and you doing a show. So do you think this will work? Do you think that'll work? We talk about it. Talking about it now, you should be talking about it. And you should be looking. And I think operators are, because at the snap of a finger, the state can just change whatever arrangement we made. So,
we talked about that. Yeah, we told you this. Psych.
Yeah. So now you got to change the whole business model. Well, that happens in life, right?
Yeah.
I was reading a fascinating story yesterday about raising the minimum wage and what it's done to small businesses and stuff. If they raise the taxes, like Alex said, it's kind of a barrier to entry.
Right.
If only the big guys can eat that, absorb it, and you don't get innovation, you don't get startups, you don't get a lot of things. It's a hard discussion. You're reading tax law right now, aren't you?
No, I'm just reading in pieces. Time for better to. All right.
Reading what?
I was reading the article trying to figure out if I wanted to talk about it or not. It's just boring. It's talking about positive PR for the industry, that there's nobody talking positively about these things. So the industry is being overtaxed by lawmakers are taking advantage of the opportunity to speak down to the books because the books are unpopular.
Wow.
So if the books are unpopular, no one, it's you can raise the tax rates because no one's going to come in and say that's not fair because the public's like, good, fuck them. So you asked me what I was reading. That's what I was reading. I was thinking in my head, do I want to talk about this or not? And then you asked. So there you go.
Sounded, I wish I would have been able to meet your grandpa. That sounded like Grandpa the Quattro right there. Again, Will, I hope you're working overtime today because fuck them was great. You're like, ah.
I'm just saying, I was reading it. I didn't know if I was like, Joe, I want to talk about this, and you asked, so I'm going to bring it up.
No one wants to hear us talk about this. They want your WNBA pick.
Let's go. Liberty -6 tonight. What's the number now? Did it move? Did it go up or down?
Look at you. You're a WNBA guy now. I love it.
I've hit 3 in a row.
I know.
I'm 3 in a row. Let's go. Atlanta, it's now 6.5 still. Okay. Atlanta stinks. The dream's not any good.
What a shame. No one's going to watch this game.
No, I'm not going to watch this game. I just bet it. I'm not watching this game. I just bet the Liberty and forget it.
Will you even check the score during the game?
Yeah. Of course, I have money on it. Of course, I'll check the score. But
NBA Finals is on. Your team's in it.
Yeah, I'll check the score. I'm not going to watch it, but I'll just check the score.
At some point, again, I'm not trying to help anybody run their leagues or anything, but at some point when somebody has said there's going to be a maximum of 7 NBA Finals games, find out the dates and don't schedule any of our games then.
But WNBA is also
at the same time.
But remember, the WNBA also is victim or held somewhat hostage by the arenas. You got to play the game when the arenas are open. You can't worry about that. You have a chance to play, you got to play.
7 days.
I know, but the Indiana Fever have played 4 more games than other teams so far.
I understand.
Because they got to play where the games are stuck.
All right, bet it. I have no idea. I don't know. Bet it.
Derek White, over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists tonight.
You doing this PRA thing?
Yes. With Derek White. He's going to have a monster game tonight.
This is what you keep saying. I'm going to book it.
Okay.
Something's
I like him.
Come up short.
He went 3-1 to the over, and then he went 4-0 to the over on this number. He's 24.5 missed because he got 24 in game 4. But he went over this number.
Playing the Indiana Pacers.
True, but he got this number against Miami. He got this number against.
You just said he was 4-0
in the last series against Indiana.
Right.
But he got it in the previous series, big time. Al Horford, over 11.5 points and rebounds.
Your guy Porzingis is taking his minutes, no?
I love it. That's why. Because I think Al's going to come in and be fresh and be incredibly active. Al makes 2 threes. This number goes over. He'd have 10 rebounds tonight. Porzingis is not going to play 30 minutes tonight.
It's a great mystery, man. It's so hard. I don't know. Okay. I like the thinking. I think bet this.
Okay. It's a low number for that reason, because of everyone thinking KP. How many minutes is he really going to play? And then, by the way, his under points, rebound, and assist prop is not a bad bet. I think it's 24.5 for Porzingis. It's not a bad play. We have no clue how much Boston will play Porzingis tonight.
No clue.
And if they get a big lead, he is down. If they're up by 15 points, he's on the bench.
You're going to have to bring these to the table tonight on Sports Grid when you come on with me, Ranieri. We'll see where these stand. The in-game numbers will be interesting.
Okay. And then Celtics team total first half over 56.5.
Adamant about this one.
Just what I make. I bet it yesterday.
I like it.
It's gone over 66-65 points for Boston. The 2 games that they played. In the home game against the Dallas Mavericks, Boston scored 135 points.
Did they go over the total in game 1 against the Pacers?
Did this number?
Did they go over this number?
Yes.
In game 1, but they did not in game 2, right? I think it was one of the home games they did not. I don't think.
No, I think the one or both of them. I was watching one of them with you. We're at the airport.
Oh, that was against the Pacers? That was that long ago? We were flying to Chicago?
Yeah, that was Pacers. Yeah.
Feels like a different life ago.
That was Pacers at home for Boston. It was a 57.5 point number.
We had to sweat it down at the end.
The 3 hit.
Yeah.
Knocked it over.
It's going to go over. I'd say bet this one. Yeah, bet it.
So we'll see what ends up happening with that. We're going to do favorite thing about today on the other side during bonus time and get to the super chats as well because, a lot of Boston super chats today. I'd like to see of it. You guys are on Sports Grid. You guys are on Sirius XM. Thank you for being here. Roll Call Friday tomorrow with you guys. The rest of you on Twitter and YouTube. Don't move. Bonus time now. Chef Benny just went crazy. Go Celtics. Who's going to win it? Celtics.
Celtics, because there's no other reason why the Celtics are the balls. Yeah, that's fine.
Fish Killer. New Brigade drinking game idea.
When Matt says fair,
Tequila shot.
If Dave says besmirch, make it promptly slam a Mitchell.
BVB Brox? What's that?
We might have to do that on Sunday. We're not really working otherwise.
Yikes.
That might be a drinking game for the watch along Sunday. Mr. Anderson, thank you for the green super chat. After seeing some of these WNBA Angel Reese takes
on Fox,
our Dallas Boston arguments are tame.
Not wrong. I mean, not wrong. Yes, it's bonus time. That's very true on that. And yes, you get plus money at 57.5. That's true. You can do that, but I would take 56 because if it lands 57, you'll be mad. So just saying on that.
Just
favorite thing about today is what?
It's game one. Like you got your team in it. Everybody's giving out the Mavs. And I was like, okay. Anybody want to watch the NBA Finals in his house tonight? You guys want to watch it? I'm working. I'll be on the air. They prepared us for 4 hours. We're going to go to the end of the game. And not one person in his house said that they wanted to watch the NBA Finals.
Understood. It's not shocking.
It's not their team. Now, Kendall will watch it. She's into the basketball. She's curious.
Good.
And I said, well, who do you think's going to win? And she goes, deadpants. She's like, bro, the Celtics. Like, it was so easy. And I was laughing. I was like, you talked about Maddie saying something to you yesterday about the dress and your dating and all this other stuff. And I was like, damn, these kids know.
Really do.
Like she didn't care about the points. She didn't care about, she just knows what she knows from her, what she watches, and then listening to our nonsense and all this other stuff. And she just looked and said, come on, bro, Celtics. And I went, I better get some green stuff. I got the Celtics stuff. I'll be in full regalia tonight because everybody's expecting me to wear the mask stuff. Not tonight. No, not tonight, boys. Celtics money line done.
Money line 230.
I'm not comfortable. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like the number's perfect, and
it's tough.
It's a pass on the number for me. Like I don't feel
confident
good about laying it. I don't feel good about taking it. I feel like it might come down. They're going to win by 4, 5, 6, or 7. And
fair.
I feel like more numbers.
Yeah, you're sweating free throws at the end. I'm with you.
Right. Like them winning by 10 would be a lot. So when it's not there, oh wow, Big Business just dropped a super chat. Did you see that?
There it is.
Pop that up. Big Business, really excited to see you boys Friday next week to sign up for the contest. Can't wait to see you as well. Mavs in 6. Didn't work out for your Stars, Big Business. All right. I know it's been tough. The Texas Rangers are not sure about that, but you did tell us that.
He did call. It was all him. He did call that.
He did. I can't wait to see him either. Big hugs coming. We'll hang out. We'll try to sit down and have a meal depending on when that happens. Otto's on his way to
where?
Vegas. He'll
here?
be here. He'll be here. He's making arrangements.
Oh.
We'll meet up with him.
When?
I'll get the details. It's happening, boys and girls. It's happening. Big business, Mrs. Business heard the Madeline story from yesterday, and I said I bought her bows.
She's too grown for those.
Grown for those now. You're damn right. It happens fast. It happens fast. It's just like, the snap of a finger. They'll tell you, you know what? I don't wear that anymore.
Oh, this has been one of those weeks where it's just like, starting to recognize, and you told me before about it, but like they just start to go through those transitional periods and you're just like, oh, fuck, like we're going to be in trouble.
And there's a lot of times where it's one-on-one with you.
A lot of time. It's all.
I know. I'm just saying, like, you're going to get the brunt of a lot of crap.
Well, that's why, like, it's so funny because, like, I obviously am in a pretty serious relationship. And so, like, Madeline loves talking to Amanda. And whenever she says, like, why do you like talking to her so much? Because she's a girl. That's right. You're a boy. She's a girl. Like, it's just like she draws that line. Like, I can't change that, Maddie. Like, I'm your dad. Like, she's like, right. Like, we did this game where, like, I asked the kids. There was this YouTube thing that went viral, but like you ask your kid these 6 questions as to like what it says. Like, first question is like, what would you wish I changed as a parent? What are things you would wish that I would allow you to do? Is there a time you ever feel that I would ever not love you? Is there a time that you ever feel like you would disappoint me? And it was really funny to hear Madeline's answers to the first one of like, what would you like me to do differently as a parent? She's 9 years old. And she's like, wear makeup and crop tops. I'm like, you've got the wrong dad. Like, that's not ever going to be me, Maddie. We're going to be fighting about what your clothing is going to be for the rest of your life. Like, just prepare for it. I'm not going to like what you're wearing.
I'm just thinking about when Kelsey came on the show when we were down at Resorts World.
Right.
It had the Henny. You worried about what she's wearing? And she goes, oh, yeah, I got to.
That stuff doesn't bug me. I know that's crazy
yeah, it don't bug you now because it ain't your kid.
No, I'm telling you right now, my daughter, I've told her this. Look, I'm more down with piercings than I am tattoos because tattoos are permanent and it's a bit more of a bigger commitment. But you didn't see it. It was behind your ear.
That's fine. But like, I'm telling you, you're going to see these different things. And you're fighting about the clothes now at 9 and 10. Wait till you're fighting about what time you come home. And
I've already said that. Yeah, it's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a disaster. Absolute disaster.
A lot of deep breaths.
Yeah.
Not even deep breaths. My kids are out playing pickleball at 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah. It's going to be a mess.
I drove by. Me and Jess went to the park.
Were they there?
Of course.
Oh, good. Well, that's
They're good kids. Don't get me wrong. It's just the challenges they get different. At some point you got to pick your battles and go, you know what? She can wear the crop tops. She just can't wear the fake nails.
Oh, fake nails are just I love this. I'm told, pick your battles. I've been told
you'll learn.
Pick your battles. Nah. Grab my hard hat and grab my bayonet and we're going to war.
This is why you're such a jagoff sometimes. You're always going to war. You almost went to war yesterday.
True. I almost did. That was real, though. Onler saved me. I appreciate Onler.
Thank you, Onler. I got the full story last night. I had no idea what happened.
Onler showed up and saved me from a police. I said on the show, he saved me from a police visit. I wasn't kidding. Some truth to it. It was one sentence. If one sentence got uttered a different way, that could have gone a whole different way. I was waiting for one sentence to get uttered. It didn't happen. Hats for Onler. Yeah. That's my favorite thing about today was seeing him on that. We need the story. It's an in-person story because it's not worth it.
In-person. Sign up with the Brigade proxy.
Yeah, we'll tell you. Yeah, come sign up and I'll tell you the story. And you can laugh all your way to the sign-up sheet with all of that. So Roll Call Friday is tomorrow, guys. We hope to see you all back here for a big summer version of Roll Call Friday. Dave, Matt, Celtics, game 1. Let's go. Full recap tomorrow.
Go
on BVB.
FEA.